Get ready.
Okay, we are live. I'm so excited to be with you guys today. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I want you to make sure to be active in the comments because I want to get to know you guys. All right. So I want to know where you're coming from and what type of diabetes you're living with. So let me know in the chat box. Where do you live? What type of diabetes are you living with? I'm coming to you from Austin, Texas. And I'm living with type 1 diabetes. I have been living with type 1 diabetes now since January 26th of 2000. So that's over 23 years now. And I want to know what type of diabetes you're living with. So we got Mark, Reno, Nevada, type 2. What do we got here in the comments? We have Columbus, 1.5. California, cystic fibrosis related to diabetes. Okay. We have Linda from Sydney, Australia, type 2. All right. We have Elaine, Syracuse, New York, what type of diabetes? We have a guest from India, type 2. Chicago, 10-year-old with type 1 diabetes. Dallas, type 1. Welcome, welcome. All right. What else do we got here? I want some more feedback. We got Portugal, what type of diabetes? And maybe you have a family member. Maybe you're here to learn. Let me know. California, pre-diabetes, type 2. Okay. Houston, pre-diabetes. Houston, you're close. I'm in Austin, living with type 1 diabetes, for those who just joined. Northern California, type 2. North Carolina, type 2. Vancouver, type 2. Virginia, type 2. We have Elaine, type 2. All right. Guys, today I'm going to be making a fun recipe. And just like I said, I'm going to tell you 3 specific foods that you can utilize to maximize your insulin sensitivity, okay? So that's gonna be super fun. But keep on telling me, if you guys are just coming in, I wanna know where you're coming from and what type you're living with. Type 2, all right? We got Augusta, Georgia, type 2. Utah, type 2. Welcome, welcome. Okay, you guys are in the right place because at Mastering Diabetes, we help you reverse insulin resistance, okay? That is important because it can help you absolutely reverse prediabetes. Okay, so if you follow the Mastering Diabetes method, and just so you know, our method is like nothing else. What we do is different because of all the different things we stack together to maximize your insulin sensitivity. That's what makes our program different. We are putting it all into one key focus, and that's how we get extraordinary results. So prediabetes, 100% can be reversed. It's a great warning sign. Type 2, vast majority of cases, you can absolutely reverse. Now, type 1, that's what I have. That's what my co-founder Cyrus is living with, right? Type 1.5, insulin-dependent type 2, that's okay. We still want to maximize our insulin sensitivity to improve our quality of life and quality of life now and reduce our risk of long-term complications. Okay, the number 1 cause of death for people living with all types of diabetes is heart disease. All right, and unfortunately, you have people out there trying to control their blood glucose with high-fat foods, but they're trading one problem for an exacerbated response to a bigger problem, which is heart disease. Okay, that's not a good solution. So we are addressing insulin resistance. We are addressing a multitude of conditions in one fell swoop, right? That's why when you read our testimonials, you hear people who've been through our coaching program, you hear them saying how, oh, not only did I reverse my type 2 diabetes, but fatty liver disease is gone. Okay, my cholesterol dropped. I lost a bunch of weight that I didn't need anymore because insulin resistance is directly related to excess weight. Okay, so they're all connected. Now, another thing I want to know is I want you guys to write N in the chat box if you are new. Do you consider yourself relatively new to mastering diabetes? The idea that I'm going to make a recipe with a bunch of fruit and mangoes, and we tell you guys that you can have potatoes and rice and beans, and is this kind of like new to you? Write N in the chat box. All right. And what I'm going to do is, anybody who's writing N, I'm going to make sure that you get connected with one of our team members. So we have a team member. Her name is Lou, and she DMs people. All right. And she's going to make sure that you guys get some key resources to learn more about what we do. Right. So if you write N to tell us that you're new, we're going to give you resources. Okay. We're going to reach out to you. We are here to help. That's what I want to do. I want you guys to become the best version of yourself, the healthiest version of yourself, and you're going to do it with the Mastering Diabetes method, and then you're going to go tell the world, okay? That's what I want. So write N in the chat box if this is just new to you, like you're just kind of like learning about this, right? All right, so Sophie says, I think I might have diabetes. Well, that's a good thing you're here. It's a good thing you're here, Sophie. We're going to help you out. Okay, so I'm going to start making the recipe today and talk to you about these 3 foods. And again, write N in the chat box if you're new to this, all right? And what I want you guys to also write next in the chat box is, I want you to write, why are you here today? What is going on, okay? So Kylie says, I need to lose 25 pounds. You're in the right place, okay? I want to know, you're going to write S in the chat box if any of this is true for you. Okay. Do you have high cholesterol? Do you have high blood pressure? Do you have high blood glucose levels? Have you been diagnosed with kidney disease? Do you have excess weight that you would like to release? Have you been diagnosed with fatty liver disease? Does Alzheimer's disease run in your family? I want you to write S in the chat box if any of this applies to you. Okay. Because what we're talking about today on this show, what we do at Mastering Diabetes, when we give you recipes and tips about reversing insulin resistance, I want you guys to know we're addressing all of these conditions simultaneously. All right. So we have a comment saying you want better control of type 1. Welcome. You're in the right place. All right. I'm seeing a lot of S's come in the chat box. S, excess weight. Yeah. If you want to add any details after that S, I would love to hear that. I need to lose weight and reverse fatty liver disease. Still high A1C. Okay, you guys are in the right place. Please pay attention. Take note. We're talking about important information on this show today, and this literally could be life-changing for you if you take action. If you take action. We're looking for action takers. So, simple recipe today, and this show is called Simple Meals. The recipes, they're so simple, it's like a no recipe, right? So, you don't need to stress out when it comes to making meals. This diet can be simple. It can be easy. You stock up your home with a bunch of green light ingredients. Okay. Okay. I want you to put the letter G in the chat box if you would like to learn more about exactly what are green light foods. Okay. And Lou can send you a message for a list of all the green light foods, and we'll give you all the details about why they're green light foods. Like if that's new to you, write G in the chat box so we can DM you and get you the information about green light foods. But the whole point here is that when you stock your house with green light foods, you just take those ingredients and over time you will learn how to mix them, right? So I'm about to make a meal right now. I don't have a recipe in my head, right? What I have is a bunch of ingredients and I have some experience doing this. So I will know, this is about what I need, this is about what I need, and use your intuition, right? People talk about like intuitive eating. I love that concept. Stock your house with a bunch of amazing, ripe, delicious foods, and then do some intuitive eating and throw it together. That's what I'm about to do, all right? So it's going to be fun. I see a lot of G's. Again, our team member Lou is going to reach out to you guys, get you a link. Now, I have to say, if you're on, anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, you're going to get your G. You're going to get your link. Now, I have a bowl here, right? So let me make sure you all can see this, all right? I'm going to just tilt. There we go. All right, so I have a bowl, right? And I have a food scale, right? I like using a food scale. Now, let me be clear about this whole food scale situation. Okay? You might not like using a food scale. That's okay. You don't have to use a food scale. We are not about restriction. We're not about you having to measure your food and count calories. That's not the long-term vision we want for anybody, okay? If you're living with pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes, the goal is you will get to a point following the Mastering Diabetes method where you will not need a food scale. You will just eat food when you're hungry, until you're satisfied, and diabetes is gone and life is amazing. I use a food scale because I'm living with type 1 diabetes and I need to know how many grams of carbohydrate are in the meal so I know how much insulin to inject, right? It's also a good learning experience, okay? Using a food scale is a great learning experience to observe, are you eating more fat than maybe you think you're eating, right? That's the big lesson. That's the big lesson here. Okay, so I'm going to get going here. Now, one thing I want to know from you guys is how many of you have tried, especially for the people who wrote S earlier, or anybody who thought about S but didn't write S, okay? Have you tried to make changes? Okay, you've tried to make changes in the past. You saw some benefit, but then it didn't last, and it just basically disappeared, okay? Has that ever happened for you, okay? I want to know, all right? So let me know. You're going to write C in the chat box. Write C. You've tried to address some of these issues that you're talking about. You've tried to address them, but it didn't work, right? Like you still have the challenge. It's the right S if that's true for you. Or C, sorry, C. We're writing C right now, okay? So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about that energy. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some greens in this bowl. I'm seeing a lot of C's, okay? A lot of C's. All right, I'm going to put some greens in this bowl right here. Super simple. This is arugula, pre-cleaned, right? Convenience. Convenience is great, all right? So when you can buy some pre-cleaned greens, that just makes life so much easier, all right? There we go. Boom. That's going to be 48 grams. So I'm just going to actually put that in my nutrition logging software here. And going to go to, I use Cronometer. Let's go there. So then I can give you the breakdown of exactly what this recipe is going to have, all right? And we're going to guess. We're going to have a guessing game at the end. Okay. So I saw a lot of C's. I saw a lot of C's in the chat box, all right? Now, here's something, again, like I said we're a little different here at Mastering Diabetes, okay? We have a program based on evidence-based research and an amazing coaching staff that we want nothing more than to erase that experience from your life. You tried something, you saw some results, it maybe worked a little bit, but it didn't last. Like, you're still in a position where you're not that happy with what's going on, right? You still have these symptoms. We have a coaching program, okay? And if you're ready to take action, do not book a call if you're not ready, okay? But if you're like, I'm done with these conditions, then you can book a call. You go to masteringdiabetes.org/start and you book a call, okay? It's a free discovery call to speak with an enrollment specialist to figure out if our coaching program can help you. But what I want to discuss here is there is a way for you to put this stuff behind you, okay? That's what I want you to know, okay? So I'm trying to make this recipe right now, but I should be showing you a bunch of testimonials. Maybe I'll do that in a little bit. But you can see that on that page. If you go to masteringdiabetes.org/start, you'll see. But the first step is to know that you are not alone. You are not alone. It's good. It's important to have support. That's key. All right, the spinach is going to be 46. All right, spinach. Spinach is 46. Boom. All right. So that's essential. Now, again, I told you guys there's going to be 3 ingredients I've already put in 2 in this bowl. All right, I'm going to give you more than 3. It's going to be a bonus. We have arugula. We have spinach. Next, I'm going to put in some mangoes and then some dragon fruit. Now, I want you to put L in the chat box if you have heard that it's important to consume protein and fat at each meal to keep your blood glucose stable. Okay? Write L in the chat box. If you've been told that, hey, you know what, if I'm going to have a meal, I got to make sure to have enough protein and enough fat so I don't get a blood glucose spike. Okay? I want you to write L in the chat box. If that's something you've heard, that's something you think is important, maybe you're even trying that, like, just put L in the chat box, okay? I'm seeing some L's come in. Kara says not from y'all. That's right. All right, guys. I'll have to do an entire show on this, but that is completely backwards. That is the last thing you want to do, and that is a short-term solution. That's what's different about what we do at Mastering Diabetes. That's what's different than anything out there is when it comes to a diabetes coaching program. We stack together so many lifestyle changes in a step-by-step manner, slow, steady, step-by-step, that's sustainable, that lasts, that leads to insulin sensitivity. Adding protein and fat at any given meal to try and stabilize your blood glucose is causing a bigger problem down the road. You are eating yourself into a state of insulin resistance. That's what you're doing. You're using a Band-Aid solution, but because you had the fat, because you had the added protein, and the high protein foods come with the extra fat, because you're having these, the next meal, the next day, when you try and eat any carbohydrate-rich foods, you're going to see a spike because excess dietary fat and also excess protein lead to insulin resistance. Okay? In this meal, okay, I understand that when you first transition, you guys are looking to get out of a state of insulin resistance, so you don't want to see spikes in the beginning. This particular meal, this salad, this is the best thing you can include. Greens and non-starchy vegetables are the best thing you can include to help stabilize your blood glucose at any given meal and in the long term. Okay? That's the difference here. That's what our coaches are passionate about helping you understand. That's what we do as a company. We help you make long-term habits that last. Okay? And we guarantee the success of our program, which is quite fun. But that's what our coaching program is about. Slow, step-by-step, steady changes. All right. That's the key here. That's what we got to focus on. So now it's time to cut up the fruit. All right. We're going to go with this dragon fruit. Beautiful, beautiful dragon fruit right here. I love it. And this is going to be a white dragon fruit. Okay. Simple. Just like that. Okay. I got my food scaled here. Now, dragon fruit. So I'm basically the 3 foods that I want to share with you guys today. It was greens, mangoes, and dragon fruit. All 3 of these foods are, number 1, they are low in their overall fat content. Okay, that's why these foods help you maximize your insulin sensitivity. First and foremost, they're low in their overall fat content. Now, the second reason is because these foods are nutrient dense. Right? The nutrient density is going to help you reduce inflammation, which is a huge part of insulin resistance. Okay? These foods are also very high in water content, which is important, and they're very high in fiber. Right? So not only are they not contributing to the problem, these foods are part of the solution. Okay? Mangoes, dragon fruit, greens, part of the solution. So I'm just cutting these up, no special format. As you can see, I'm not a chef. You don't need to be a chef to succeed on this program. I want you guys to write in the chat box the letter P. The letter P, if you find or you're scared that this diet will take you too much food prep, or maybe that's why you failed in the past, right? P in the chat box. Was it too much food prep? too much time in the kitchen. It just doesn't feel sustainable. It's too much work. Write P in the chat box. If that's true for you. All right, I want to know. So I'm going to put this dragon fruit in the bowl now. Just sprinkle it in. This is super simple. Like, this is the simplest salad of all time. And I want to see, is there P coming in the chat box? Yeah, P, exactly. You just feel like it just takes too much. Okay, so this is one of the key cornerstones of our coaching program, because everybody is different. Everybody's food preferences are different. The number of people in your household, who are you making for? Who are you making things for? Like, what's your athletic situation like? Like, there are so many nuances around this topic, and it is our passion in our coaching program. We help you solve this problem once and for all, so it doesn't feel overwhelming. Like, how amazing would it feel to be able to know that the vast majority of your meals are ready in 10 minutes or less? How amazing would that be? And you had the personalized guidance to get that done. That would be pretty amazing, okay? I know it's amazing because I hear it all the time. So that dragon fruit's $4.52. Let's add that to this software here. This is Cronometer I'm using. I just type it in, dragon fruit. All right, dragon fruit. And it's $4.52. Just click add to diary. It's very simple. Very, very simple software. Okay. Now we're going to cut up this mango. All right. One of the best foods you can eat to maximize your insulin sensitivity: mangoes. Naturally low in fat, loaded with micronutrients, loaded with fiber, right? So I want to know if anybody here, write M in the chat box, if you have tried consuming fruit and your blood glucose spiked and it was frustrating, right? M. You tried any kind, it could be a mango, it could be a banana, could be like you tried eating fruit, your blood glucose spiked, and it was super frustrating. Okay, write M in the chat box. That's a beautiful mango right there. Beautiful, beautiful mango. All right, there we go. All right, Brenda says M. Okay, Wildly Aligned says M. I got a yes, got an M. Okay, guys, we can solve this problem. We can solve this problem. Okay, it's not the fruit's fault. It's not the fruit's fault. Okay, it is the fact that you have eaten yourself into a state of insulin resistance. If you can't enjoy fruit gracefully, that is an amazing warning sign. That's an amazing warning sign. All right, that you're not insulin sensitive. You're not glucose tolerant. So it would behoove you to adjust your lifestyle and be like, I want to become more insulin sensitive so I can enjoy more fruit. And that's where simple, doable, step-by-step lifestyle changes come into play. All right. So I eat literally 13 pounds of basically edible food per day. So look at that. Like, that is a beautiful, beautiful mango. And we're just going to pop it on top of our salad here. And now these mangoes are perfectly ripe, perfectly juicy. Okay. And once I mix this up, once I mix the fruits on top of the greens, that's going to have enough moisture to basically make it kind of like, like almost like I have a dressing, right? That's what's going to happen here. So I'm just cutting the mango very simply. I mean, the color on these mangoes, honey mangoes are on fire right now. All right. So I want to know, put B in the chat box if you have booked a discovery call. All right. Have you decided to take action? Are you an action taker and you're ready to go? I want you to put B in the chat box. When you do that, you uplift others. You tell everybody, you let other people know it's okay to take action and to basically step into their best selves. All right. So I want you to write B in the chat box if you booked your discovery call. If any of you have written S earlier and you didn't book your discovery call yet, we got to talk about this. Okay. So I see a bunch of B's coming in. Excellent, excellent. So if you haven't booked your call, go book it now and come back and let us know that you booked your call. All right. So there's so much power in community. there's so much power in accountability. Okay. So, all right. I want you to write A in the chat box if you feel like you don't have any support in this journey. And that's been frustrating. You feel alone, right? You don't have support. Your family doesn't understand. People don't understand what diabetes is like for you, what these medications do. Like you're basically alone, right? I want you to write A in the chat box. Okay. Put that in the chat box. And we, as a community here, we're a bunch of action takers. Like that is, I care about. If somebody said, hey, you could have like 1 million followers and all these people watching your videos, and that'd be great. But like nobody's booking discovery calls, and nobody's really taking action. They're just like sitting around watching. Or you could have 200,000 followers, and they're a bunch of action takers. I'll take that all day, every day, right? Guys, for you to watch this video, interact with us, and then do nothing is just really, it doesn't really mean anything. Like what we want is action takers, people who are ready to just say, I'm done. I'm done with being insulin resistant. All right. I'm done having high blood pressure. I'm done having high cholesterol. I'm done waking up with no energy. I'm done not enjoying my meals. I'm done like not even wanting to get out of bed in the morning. Right. Like that's what it's about. So if you've booked a discovery call, write B in the chat box, and let's get it going. So just so you guys know, if you just came in, the discovery calls, they're free, right? So you can speak with an enrollment specialist, right? That's what's going to happen. All right. So let me get you going on this out here. Right. We have more mango, just throwing in the mango right now. This mango, it's so good. It's unbelievable. Honey mangoes are on fire right now. Get yourself some. I got these at a local grocery store called H-E-B. You can get these mangoes pretty much everywhere, right? Pretty much everywhere. All right. Let's see. Somebody says, how do you book a discovery call? Okay. You book a discovery call by going to masteringdiabetes.org. You can just Google Mastering Diabetes website. It's easy to get there. At the top, there'll be a big green button. You can just click start here. Okay. And it's that simple. So just go to the website. In the upper right corner, there's a big button that says start here. There's also a button that says personalized coaching. That's where you're going to go. All right. So, okay. Also, what I want to see in the chat box is anybody here. I want to hear some of the wins from the community, right? Are you in the coaching program? Like what's happening for you right now? Have you adopted this approach and you saw some changes? I want to know. Okay. Kara, we got to get that A1C down. Are you in coaching or not? Like, let me know, because coaching is where we're going to guarantee you're going to lower your A1C. We're going to literally guarantee that's going to happen, or we're going to coach you for free until it does. But that's because it's just pure science. Although I do not have any diabetes-related issues, I love watching your channel and your exuberance. I am a 35-year-old frugivore, and you are absolutely correct. Okay, fantastic. I love that. Anybody else here? Tell me, did you read the book? You made some lifestyle changes? Did you just follow us? You in the whole plant-based world? Let us know, right? I want to see some results, some people who are taking action. That's what we're about here. All right. So this salad is super simple, guys. Literally, like that's it. We have 262 grams of mango in here. I think I might. Why don't we just throw in a surprise and just add some blueberries, just for some color. So we're gonna go to Cronometer. We're gonna type in mango. All right, and then y'all are gonna get to guess how many grams of protein are in this. All right. So where are the blueberries? There are the blueberries. Okay. We're throwing some blueberries for some color. So Kara says, I'm not in coaching, but I lost 70 pounds. That's fantastic. Nice work, Kara. That's huge. And you read the book. Excellent. Okay. I want you guys to put R in the chat box if you've read our book. It's called Mastering Diabetes. We're super, super proud of that book. It's got over 800 scientific references in there. And it was also a New York Times best-selling book. So write R in the chat box if you have read our book. I want to know. Okay. Maya's got an R. I like it. I like it. Terry says, been following you and Cyrus for months. I love it. I love it. Excellent. Fantastic. Good stuff coming in with the book. Excellent. Now it's time to make sure you're putting it into action. Okay. We have somebody says, I read some. It's time to get back into it, right? Read it from cover to cover. All right. Lower A1C, no more diabetes medication, stopped blood pressure medication in 2 months. That's fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, also, if you booked your discovery call, make sure to put B in the chat box. I want to see that you booked your discovery call. You got to empower other people, right? I'm going to do this together. Okay, blueberries. Here we go. I got to see a lot of R's coming in. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. I hope you guys are actually going to make this salad. I would love it if one of you guys would make this salad and then post a picture and tag me. How do you know what is a good mango at the grocery store? You want to look for bright color, right? Bright color is going to be helpful. You don't want to buy things that are like super green, like unless if it's a Kent mango, it can be pretty green, but even then you'd want a little bit of red on it. So you're looking for good color at the grocery store. You're not going to expect it to be soft. Okay. Blueberries, 164. Blueberries, 164. All right. All right, there we go. 164. Okay, this is a small meal. It's only 125 grams of carbohydrate. All right. But I still want you guys to guess. In the chat box, how many grams of protein do you think are in this meal? How many grams of protein? It's got arugula, it's got spinach, dragon fruit, mangoes, and blueberries. That's the salad. In the chat box, guess the amount of protein in this meal. All right, super simple meal. We have a guess of 40. We have a guess of 60. Okay, guys. Okay, we have a guess of 10, 45, 5, 35, 20, 16. Okay, we have good guess. We have 8. 8 is a guess. Let's see. We have a 12, a 10. We have a no idea. I think 3. Kevin says 32. So we're all over the place. This is fun. This is fun. Okay, guys. The answer is that this meal has 9 grams of protein. So there were some guesses that were really close. Really close. Carol was close at 8. If you were on The Price is Right, that would have been a great guess. Okay. So that's the recipe. Again, the key message for you guys to remember, when you leave this live, you got to remember one key thing. It's low-fat, plant-based whole foods that are going to optimize your insulin sensitivity. As you remove the fat intake, as you lower your fat intake, you increase your glucose tolerance. That is how you can eat meals like this and enjoy high carbohydrate, low-fat, plant-based whole foods, is because you start getting rid of the fat. That's the key. And it's so simple. If anybody questions, all you have to do is just put it into work, right? So when you talk to an enrollment specialist, you'll learn about all of our options. In one of our programs, you could do a 6-week challenge. In 6 weeks, we will prove this to you. So, okay, I got one last thing before we go, as that topic just came to my mind. Okay. How can you eat that? Somebody's like, first off, I love it because the fruit is so ripe. It's actually quite juicy to me. But if you wanted to, you could add a dressing, right? So I want you to write the letter D. Okay, good. Wanda booked her call. Wanda, that's fantastic. Okay. I want you to write the letter D in the chat box if you feel like you're different, right? There's something about you and your body that's just different. I know it works for other people, but I'm different. Things that work for other people don't really end up working for me. I want you to do that. Okay. So write D in the chat box if you feel like that's true. All right. So I have Dorothy wrote D in the chat box. I have Kara wrote D. Beth maybe tried to do a D. Brenda did a D. The King's Mighty, I got a D. Sharon J, I got a D. Another Brenda, D. Binks, D. Sandra, D. All right. Here's the thing. So, guys, if you wrote a D, you have got to book a discovery call. Talk to an enrollment specialist so we can get you in our 6-week challenge. Okay, that's a great place to start. All right. And you will learn what is possible for you when you have a coach, when you have accountability, when you have clarity, when you have a program, when you're given the recipes and the shopping list and told exactly how to execute in your busy life. Okay. I can promise you, if you are a human being, you can maximize your insulin sensitivity with low-fat, plant-based, whole food nutrition. If you're not a human, then that's a different story. Okay. But if you're a human, you got a pancreas, you got some, your insulin being produced, you're injecting insulin. This is literally one of the most predictable, repeatable exercises in all of human physiology. Improving your insulin sensitivity. It's so clear. It's so simple. It's been documented in the research since insulin was discovered. Insulin was first discovered in 1921, then used in a human in 1922. And in the late 1920s, Dr. Sansom publishes a paper showing that as you increase your carbohydrate intake, lower your fat intake, your insulin sensitivity improves. Like literally, as soon as we have discovered insulin and could even speak of the concept of insulin sensitivity or insulin resistance, published papers in the world's most respected journals. That Dr. Sansom paper was in the New England Journal of Medicine. Okay? It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, and it's so clear. It's so clear. It's so simple. And I as a person living with type 1, in fact, that our master diabetes, we end up working with a lot of people who have type 1 or insulin-dependent diabetes. The results, and again, pre-diabetes type 2, the objective improvements so fast when you follow the Mastering Diabetes method as described, okay, in our coaching program. The results are literally like mind-blowing for most people, expected for us, and consistent and repeatable. It all just makes sense. Okay. So this has been a lot of fun, guys. Again, the take-home message: low-fat, plant-based, whole food diet, keeping your diet low in fat is what's going to allow you to improve your insulin sensitivity, improve your glucose tolerance, so you can enjoy meals like this with absolutely no blood glucose spike. Not going to happen for you. You're going to have a steady, beautiful, rolling hill blood glucose, which is exactly what you want. And that's because of the foods that you ate prior to this meal. So always remember that, all right? All of you who commented that you ate a mango, you ate a banana, you ate a potato, and you saw the spike, it wasn't the potato's fault. It wasn't the banana's fault. It's the foods you ate prior. It's how you got yourself into a state of insulin resistance. So that's a take-home message today. I'm so glad that you guys all joined. Again, a lot of you who commented, you were new, you want the G, you want the green light food stuff. It says I'm going to book with, you're gonna go buy the book. That's fantastic. If anybody wants the book, you can just get that on Amazon. You can get it at your local bookstore. We have an A1C of 5.7. That's fantastic. Elizabeth's on the middle of her 6-week challenge, and it's great. Elizabeth, so glad to have you with us. I love the look of that mango dragon fruit salad. You're going to make it for lunch. Linda, that's fantastic. Take a picture and tag us. All right. We got booked calls. Yeah, anybody, if you booked your call in the past few minutes, write B before we head out. Again, community is important, right? When you join our coaching program, you're not alone anymore. You're not alone. You finally have a community of others who are living with the same challenges, who are also action takers, and who are doing something about it. Who wants to be around a bunch of complainers and just playing the victim card? That's not going to take you anywhere in life. You join our program, you join our family, you're with a bunch of fellow action takers and a bunch of amazing coaches, registered dietitians, registered nurses, certified diabetes care and education specialists, certified health coaches. We have weight loss specialists. We have groups where if you're living with insulin-dependent diabetes, we'll put you just with people who are living with insulin-dependent diabetes. Are you living with type 1? You want to work with a type 1 coach? We got that for you. If you want to work with people who really understand the nuances, also the specific way of communicating with your doctor about how to get off medications, That's what we're here for, right? We don't want you to feel alone, right? That's not the way it works. All right. So somebody says, can you do this without crazy exercise? Great question. The answer is yes. If you're bedridden, you could do this program, okay? Now, if you can walk, that's a bonus, all right? We personalize everything we do. We personalize it for where you're at, what you can do, and we're always going to be making progress. The only thing about this approach is like you're never competing with other people. You're only competing with yourself, right? You're only trying to improve yourself. If you could walk 10 feet yesterday, let's see if we can get to 15 feet the next day, right? We're going to personalize all this. All right, we got a testimonial here. Lost 60 pounds following mastering my diabetes. I eat plenty of fruits and starches, no oils and animal products. That's fantastic. 60 pounds down. That is fantastic. And that's just the power of the method. That's the science. Okay. Let's see. Can you do swimming? I'll do swimming. Yeah, swimming is great exercise. Great exercise. Okay. Any other questions? Put them in the chat box real quick. If you booked your call, write B in the chat box. Again, we're here to uplift each other. Be action takers. Commit to this. Let's go. Let us know. But this has been fun. I'm going to get to enjoy this real soon. And I will see you guys next week. Same time, same place. So we have a question. I was on a 1-to-3 carb ratio, and I'm already on 1-to-8. Yeah, so look at that. Christy, so glad to have you with us. Christy commented that her carb ratio has improved from 3-to-1 to 8-to-1 in just 3 weeks. And again, that's expected because your insulin sensitivity improved. The amount of glucose that insulin can usher out of your blood glucose, out of your blood into your cells is dramatically improved in just 3 weeks. All right. So that's fantastic. I have dropped 10 pounds in the first 3 weeks. No exercise. Elizabeth, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you're doing this. Elizabeth, kudos to you. I hope everybody else here on the call who said you wanted to lose weight, you want to lower your blood pressure, you want to gain more energy, you want to lower your blood glucose, like be like Elizabeth, take some action, right? Let's do this. All right. This has been fun. Same time next week, same place. Have a great day. See you guys.